Hey guys, Jen with Astrology here. Today we are talking about the astrology of May. So May looks a lot brighter than April did, a lot less stressful, a lot less intense. It brings romance, it brings those dark clouds, they diminish a little bit, brings sunny skies. See Chili in the background, she's happy, she's enjoying it, feeling a little less of that depression, and I think it's a good romantic month. So April though is not going down without a fight because it's ending with Mars entering Aries. Not that that's a bad thing, because that is Mars's dignity, sign of dignity. This happens on the 30th, but you're pushed by instinct, and I really need it. I'm happy that it's actually getting out of Pisces, because as my Lord of the Year, being that it's my 51st year, it's my Lord of the Year in my 4th house, and I've just been so lazy with Mars in Pisces, and now I'm hoping that I will get a little bit of my, energy back and want to start working out again. I'm really looking forward to this month. This month promises a lot more optimism. That heaviness and tensions is going to wane a little bit. May is slowing down because we are in Taurus season, so we're slowing down a little bit. Venus is busy making a lot of aspects this month and ruling Taurus in the Taurus season. She is in her dignity, and I think this is going to be like I said, a month of just romance and just love, a lot more love than hate like it was kind of last month. So it's going to be a slower and more sensual air to the month. So turn off that TV and get outside. This is Taurus. I'm a Taurus moon, so this is where I want to be. I want to be outside as much as possible. I hope you can hear the water. I'm not wearing my microphone, so I get a little background noise. There is a plane going by, but we get a little of the bubbling brook in the background and just the noise of Chili rustling through the leaves, and just feels good to be outside. That's that Taurus. We're just taking advantage of the season, taking advantage of what the earth has to offer. So breathe in that warm air. It's warming up. I actually wish I didn't wear a coat because I'm kind of getting hot, and appreciate what nature has to offer. So starting off the month on the 1st, we have a little bit of discomfort. So Venus does square Pluto, so we might feel a little bit tense, that's coming from last month too. So it's going to just be held over, not going to be a big change, I don't think, but it's going to be, still that uncomfortable feeling. So you might feel a little bit of jealousy, without really a reason why. You might be, I don't know, and you're really going to want to dig down and find out, like, why am I feeling like this? Is there a reason I'm feeling like this? In a lot of cases there is. This is squaring Pluto, so it's getting down under the surface to find out reasons why. Looking deeper into your relationships. If you're single, looking deeper into yourself, because renewal is what's needed now to be able to move on. We need to renew ourselves and be able to move forward. So on the 2nd, Neptune is stationing retrograde. So Neptune, which normally kind of fogs everything, it's kind of going to clear up everything a little bit. Our heads are going to be a little clearer. We're not looking through things with those distorted rose-colored glasses. We're going to see things a little clearer. So that's that Venus square Pluto. We're going to, things are kind of be illuminated to us a little bit. In relations, we thought was good for us, maybe we had a certain type or something, that we thought was good for us, we might want to take a look at and say, like, what, maybe I need to change it up a little bit. How have we been pacifying or coping with the stress that's been going on in the world? Watching the TV, wanting to turn that off, all the stress that's happening and all the this side. How have we been pacifying that? How are we going to clear out that haze of that escapism? What have we been doing? Have we been maybe drinking a little bit too much? Maybe doing a little other stuff a little bit too much? Just remember that escapism is temporary. It's not a fix. So what you want to do is you want to find something, a permanent thing, and with me getting out here like this, me and Chili just kind of appreciating the world, appreciating what the earth has to offer is the best way to do it. On the 7th, we bring that new moon in Taurus. So our focus and our determination is there, and we're ready to get in it for the long haul. Taurus is a slow moving, so the seeds that we plant now, the ideas that we plant now, they're going to take a little bit of time, and it's going to be a slow process because Taurus really wants to get things right. It wants to have a good foundation. This is an earthy sign. It's going to trudge through the mud a little bit, kind of really get down and dirty, but things are going to be done a little bit, sometimes slower makes a little bit more perfection, and you're not rushing. We're going to, literally plant the seeds this month. This is the time that we start planting. I'm about to go and dig up my garden from all the stuff from last year, kind of re-get it into the ground. So we're using that old compost to kind of nourish what we're going to replant, and that we're kind of doing in our souls as well. So we want to use all that old compost, that stuff that we cleared up last year, that she's having a great time, the stuff that was bothering us, that now we're bringing out and we're going to use for positivity to grow in ourselves and to grow our relationships for the future. So it's literal and figurative when you look at it that way. So we want to, grow something that's unbiased, unblemished. We go forward optimistically, and, just kept pushing ourselves out of the sedentary. Lots to do if you do tarot with that, the Chariot card is that kind of, you're in stationary, you're ready to go. Well, now it's just pushing forward and just getting it going, getting that bull going. On the 13th, we have the sun conjuncting Uranus. So, Mercury also ends its post-shadow period on this day. So we have that sudden sense of freedom that okay, now, that, what's been dragging me back is gone. Now I'm going to move forward with newfound energy, that Mars in Aries now. We're going to maybe have that sudden change of our mind, our drive. So the sun conjunct Uranus, something that might have been our drive before, maybe we'll have a little different thought process, a little different, mindset. Okay, so here's what I actually think I want. We're coming out of that fog with that Neptune retrograde. So, okay, so again, we're re-looking at the things that went wrong before, trying not to make the same mistakes over again. We want to question what doesn't seem also fair, rational, in our heads. We want to just clear that all out. So we're bringing from that retrograde, what lessons, what messages, what people did we reconnect with? What things did we reconnect with? What ideas, what, things that we've learned that are we bringing into the future? So on the 15th, Mercury moves into Taurus. So our communication is a little bit more deliberate. It's a little less just saying stuff without thinking. This is kind of like that, okay, I'm going to send this text, but I'm going to wait a minute first. And I'm going to just think about it before I hit send, which is always a good idea. Of course, when it's in Aries, we don't always do that, unfortunately. Because, Aries does things kind of without regard, without thinking of the consequences. So our thoughts are really now on that long game. So again, we're kind of looking forward. We're kind of looking at the future, and we're going in it to win it pretty much. We're in a slower, more sensual, different from that primal kind of sexual, as far as in relationships go. So, we're going to take our time a little bit more. It's not, sexually, not that wham bam, thank you ma'am, not those one night stands. We're going to kind of be looking for more, if you're going out to bars, if you're single looking for somebody, you're going to be looking for somebody more that's going to be a long-term partner and not just a, one night stand, whatever. So on the 17th, Mercury that is now in Taurus will then square Pluto in Aquarius. So to find the answers, we need to probe. That is, Pluto, Aquarius is going to be a lot of things that we might not expect. So look deep, draw that information that we seek, question what doesn't seem fair or rational, and question authority. You don't always have to just accept rules that are placed on you. And I know in my job, I do question authority a lot. I've been there a long time. A lot of people don't feel comfortable enough to do that. But I encourage you, if something doesn't seem right, definitely go to management and question it and say, I'm kind of thinking this doesn't seem right. And a lot of times they'll be like, I didn't think of that. That makes a lot of sense. So, you're going to be helping out the bigger picture in the long run. On the 18th, Venus will then conjunct Uranus in Taurus. So, if you are single, you might meet somebody. So keep your eyes open. If you're not looking for somebody still, sometimes it just happens. When I met my husband, I had just gotten out of a relationship, was really traumatized, said not interested. Same thing for him. We met. Obviously it worked out because 10 years later, we're married and still together. So, and we're very happy. I know I am anyway. I hope he is. So with this Uranus and Venus, you might feel like you're just swept away by somebody. Somebody just, whoa, something about this person is just like, And, you want something different. And this is happening in Taurus. So this is more of a permanence. It's more of a, it's a fixed sign. So you want that long term, that, going in it for the long haul. So, if it's something completely different, like, okay, I usually date blondes and this person's a brunette and they're this religion, and I'm this, or, I'm a Democrat, they're a Republican, or whatever. Try it out, because you just never know. This is about complete change. We are making changes for the better within ourselves. You want to be able to, give a little bit of change from the normal. Obviously, if, things haven't worked out in the past, you don't want to stick with the same old, same old. So you want to open up also that sensual side. This is in Taurus. You don't want to just put it out there. You want to be sensual and just touching. And, I'll never even forget the first time that me and my husband met. He touched my arm, and it was like a shock, but it's something that I'll never forget. So there's something about just those simple touches, even to someone's arm or to their lower back as they're going in the door. Nothing, it doesn't have to be super extreme, but just little sentiments like that really stick in someone's mind. And that's that sensuality, that like, ooh, that kind of just gets under your skin a little bit. Go outside, lay under the stars, look up at the stars, appreciate nature, turn that TV off, turn these videos off, not this one. Of course, you want to watch this first, then go outside and turn off the videos, and have a picnic, do something, appreciate, take your time, don't rush. Now is about slowing down a little bit. The sun's getting warmer. It's getting nicer out. We want to get outside. We want to appreciate it, especially here in New England. The sun on the 18th will also conjunct Jupiter. So this is about doing something spontaneous. So if you're normally uptight, that's what I'm saying, like get outside and just like, go run through the yard with your shoes off, or something like that. Do something different, express your desires and try something out. You want to be, exude that confidence, and don't be shy to tell people what you want, to tell people what, your needs are, and, express that. And then once somebody gets to know you as that person, it's not going to be strange when it comes out later. You want to get everything out so they accept you for who you are. You don't want to be that pretend person. That Neptune, remember, is going retrograde, so things are clearing up. We're not an illusion. We're not a delusion. We want to be real. Mars will then conjunct the North Node in Aries on the 19th. So now we use that sensual, sexual energy that we've been working on, that, growing with nature, getting out in nature, that we learn to be focused, determined, to say, I know what I want and I am not going to settle and I am going for it. And, if it's relationship wise, I want a man and I'm going to go after a man. And, this is in Taurus, we do have the Taurus season going on, but this is about going after what we want. This is Mars in Aries. This is, action, going after it. This is the North Node in Aries. So this is really going after what we want. If you want that job, okay, there's a promotion going on at work. I'm sick of being this lowly person. I'm going for it. I'm going to put my name in and I'm going to get it. You want to go in with confidence. And when you show confidence and you exude confidence, people will respect that. and they will see it back. So on the 20th, the sun moves into Gemini, so we start Gemini season. So this is a little more of an airy kind of feel. So we get a little faster because this is a sign that is ruled by Mercury. So it's speeding up a little bit. So that slow Taurus is now kind of ramping up. So it really just guarantees that we express ourselves and what we want, because Gemini, they want to tell, they want to teach, they want to learn, they want to communicate, they want to talk and talk and talk, and they want to, express themselves. Well, everybody has this in their chart somewhere. So where this, you might not be a Gemini sun, you might not be a Gemini moon, but you might have planets in Gemini. So whatever planets you have in there, that's the expression that you're going to want to convey, that you want to learn about people, the house that it's in, that type of thing. So that's what you want to, be, that's where you're going to feel that wittiness, that charisma, that aspect of your life. You want to use this to, seduce in a totally different way, to kind of like talk people into what you want them to, how you want things to end, whether it is, sexually in a relationships, whether it is financially at your workplace, or just, with a friendship group. You kind of talk them into it because you have that way. So use your chart to know, how this is going to work for you. So, we're going to be a little more seductive instead of as much with the touch as with the Taurus-y feeling. It's more with our intelligence and our confidence. And Jupiter joins the sun in Gemini on the 25th when Jupiter moves into Gemini. So that is, a lot of, that big, expansive air, brain power. We're overly flirtatious. We're expressive. We're convincing. We may seem to go with the flow because this is Gemini, a mutable sign, but there is definitely an end game there. We say what we need to get what we desire, pretty much. So on the 23rd, the full moon in Sag, we are filled with positivity. Because Venus is conjunct Jupiter. So our benefics are colliding. They're coming together in a beautiful, abundant harmony. This combo can bring blessings, good fortune. So look at how the month is building up. So, you're going after what you want. You're expressing what you want. You're doing it in a slow, methodical, seductive way. You're seducing people with your words, with your mind, with your touches. It doesn't have to be sexual. Again, this could be in a business setting. It's when I mean seduce, it means just to get somebody to understand, to get somebody on your side, to kind of bring them in onto your level. So these benefics that are coming together, these, no matter if you're a night chart or a day chart, good for both of us, good for all of us. Love is fuzzy and warm. If we meet somebody, it's a good, optimistic time to start, because they're both also sextiling Neptune. So it's that kind of just that love, that, seeing things, good time to start a new relationship, a really good time this month. If you're thinking about getting in a relationship, if you're putting yourself out there, if you've kind of been, on the, I'm not ready, I might want to get ready. So, because I think there's a lot of, it's potential for long-term relationships to happen. Again, of course, you want to look at where all this falls in your chart. So, I would also, if you're, being like a gambler, again, depending on where this falls in your sign, your second house, maybe your eighth house, send your husband out to do it or whatever, play the lottery, head to the casino. I actually did my husband's local space, and I found where his Jupiter's heading that he should go and buy lottery tickets. And hey, who knows? It can't hurt, right, to try. So I'm going to send him on the 23rd and say, hey, baby, go. And hopefully, something's going on in my eighth house, then I'll check it out, because that is of your spouse's money. So if he wins, that'll benefit me. So you see how all this can benefit all of us, if it happens. But you know what? Just don't overdo it, because Jupiter has that potential to overdo it. And so does Venus. Venus loves those beautiful things. It loves spending money. It loves having nice things. It loves, good food, good wine, and just really with Jupiter, you could tend to overdo it. So you just want to take it easy a little bit. Remember on this day and the days building up to and coming away from, especially building up to, because coming away from, like, oh, I'm hungover, I gained too much weight, because of course you have to reap what you sow after you imbibe in these things. So again, they're sextiling Neptune. So it's a good time to start that relationship if you've done your inner healing that I've talked about. So hopefully you have. So you want to open your mind up to new possibilities. Again, be open to somebody that is not your typical type. Because change is for the better. You want to push those boundaries, go outside the norms. Someone that you might not feel is, okay, I normally wouldn't go for a person like this. Normally I want white collar worker. Oh, well, this construction worker is looking pretty good. So maybe I'll, take a date with him, or whatever it is, try something different, because obviously, things didn't work out before. So, change is how we move forward in life, and change is normally for the better, because what we want to do is we want to take and we want to improve and we want to just gradually get better and, open your mind. And there is a reason that you've been stagnant. There's a reason that you weren't moving, and now we're in Taurus season. We're moving forward. Well, actually, this is going to be going on in Gemini season, but that same old thing isn't going to benefit us in the long run. So if you're not entirely happy, if you're looking for a change with work, with your friend group, with your home, if you're looking, change things, do something, improve on something. On the 30th, we end the month with Mercury conjuncting Uranus. So that brings the changes to how we think, what we believe, what stimulates us and what stimulates our minds. So things that we might have found interesting, like, okay, we're going to go a different route with this. So maybe if, say you're working on astrology and you're doing medical astrology, and all of a sudden, you know what? Astrocartography is looking pretty interesting. I know with me, I'm kind of getting drawn in that direction with the local space and astrocartography. We're going to be doing a lot of traveling pretty soon. So I'm going to document a lot of that. So I'm looking forward to it. So we can see as we're building up to this, we're changing our minds. We're changing maybe our majors in school, or who knows, because that Mercury conjunct Uranus, this is that mind stimulation. You want to go with what stimulates you and not with what is just boring, same old. So this is the future, folks. So if you done the work, like I've said, then this is when you get to push forward in that forward motion. So this is, Taurus season and then Gemini season, where you put the work in, you go in and you start trudging along, and then your mind just starts working. Be in it for the long haul, because if you're not, what's the point, right? So you want to be spontaneous, you want to be seductive, you want to be, sultry and, loving, and just, be overall good and loving and a nurturing person. Lots of Venusian stuff going on this month. So really try to bring that in and then, pass it on to everybody else. So remember, get into a relationship. It's in Taurus, lasting love. So it could be that partnership you've been dreaming about. So I'd love to hear from y'all. So please comment. I'd love to hear what your comments are, your thoughts, your feelings, your anticipations maybe. And then be sure to follow and subscribe. Send likes, please, and good vibes our way. Spread the word about the channel to a friend who might need some positivity and just a little bit of guidance if they're feeling down. So I hope to see y'all soon. Bye-bye.